That is the point, is it not? So the point to be noted, right? So we are very insignificant for anybody to pay attention. Why do demigods not come to earthly planet nowadays? They are coming, we are not able to see a rod. They don't need to come. There is nothing much worthy to visit here. So the demigods previously were not visiting the earth to see the material opulence here. Anyway, there was none. They have much more material opulence to fluff around. Many times they would come to the earth to see and to observe great examples of devotees. Oh my God, what a Mahabhagavad. Let's go and see and take darshan. That's how they would come for. The Lord is incarnating. Let's come. So they come for a cause. And why previous time they would come very often? Because the planet was very religious and people were of that devotional caliber. So they had some interest to come. Now there is no interest because people are all messed up. They're as bad as animals. Therefore, demigods don't need to come. See, if it's a temple of the Lord, you can pay visit, take darshan, ठीक है मंदिर है, मंदिर मत्था टेकते हैं, है ना? कूड़ेदान में कौन जाएगा? अभी एयरपोर्ट जाते हैं कलकत्ता में, बीच में कूड़ेदान आता है, कभी रुके हैं क्या दर्शन लेने के लिए या मत्था टेकने के लिए? ना तो वही है, तो डेमिगॉड्स क्यों रुकेंगे कूड़ेदान में? ना तो material affairs, this mechanistic way of life is like कूड़ेदान, is it not? Yeah. It's like municipality Kudadan. Next time you go by a taxi, you can see the Kudadan. Calcutta's, yeah, Kudadan. So, but who will go and put pay obeisances there? At least demigods are not so foolish to do that. We are intoxicated. We may want to do that, but yeah. We are intoxicated, we may want to do that, but demigods don't do that. That's why demigods are not present. Why should they be? पता है उधर कचड़े का व्यापार होता है, लेकिन क्यों डीलिंग करेंगे? Is it not? Right? That's the point. They came for proper class, you see, that's the point he's saying. They came for proper class, no proper said. The demigods have come, Brahma has come, Narad Muni has come. They came for proper class. You do pure devotion or service, they will come to bliss. That's what Prabhupada is telling here. You do pure devotional service, they will come to bliss. But if you do sense gratification, they will not come to bliss. They will rather they will throw what do you call it as? They will throw a danda behind your back to hit you. Nonsense. Like that, is it not? They come to take darshan of Lord Jagannath also. 2 hours they come. For 2 hours they come every day. Oh, they come every day. GVC meeting they do. So, कोई काम की चीज है, the demigods will come. So, like that. Interesting, no? Want to see the demigods? If you maintain the longing to see Krishna, all of them will come to see you. So our philosophy is don't try to see the Guru also. Don't try to see the Lord also. Act in such a way that all the Guru, the Acharyas, the Lord, they want to see us. Oh, such a wonderful devotee. Let me go and give blessings to him. That's how we should act. Not that, sir, I want an autograph. I'll give you a slap first, for your negligence of devotional service. Is it not? Yeah. By the way, the demigods are giving, you see, the demigods do give us an autograph. All the miseries what we are getting in our lives, all the three vidya tatap, that is autograph of the demigods. They are saying, you nonsense, you fool, you behave yourself. Otherwise, you'll get another tight one, full 5-finger autograph. Like that. You do get that. Interesting, no? That's the point. Okay, so we'll go forward. We are here. Sadharmanishta Satajanna Vipana Virinchatam ete tatah param hinam. Avyakritam bhagavato atha vaishnavam. Padam yathaham vibhuta kalatyaye. For a person who executes his occupational duty properly for 100 births, becomes qualified to occupy the post of Brahma. And if he becomes more qualified, he can approach Lord Shiva. See, this is the qualification to meet the demigods. Occupational duty properly for 100 births. This occupational duty is not a software job in Microsoft or Google. You know? If one does for 100 births a good, a very nice job in Microsoft and Google, then one will become qualified. You know? This occupational devotee is the role which one does for the humanity. What is the contribution to humanity as a Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra? What he has actually done? Has he rendered some tangible service according to his Varna to the humanity or not? Or just taken the benefits and not done anything? That is the occupational duty, not Google, Microsoft. Oh, I built so much software for 100 births I have been building. You know? No, that is not the qualification. So 100 birth occupational duty, one becomes a Brahma. And if one does a little more than that, then he can approach Lord Shiva. So that means the Pracetas were at that highly qualified level. Just try to understand. Is it not? No doubt, Pracetas were not human beings. They were not Martya Loka human beings. They are celestial personalities. Yeah. A person who is directly surrendered to Lord Krishna or Vishnu in unalloyed devotional service is immediately promoted to the spiritual planets. That Shiva and other demigods attain these planets after the destruction of this material world. Now this is beautiful. This is saying, see, the demigods. So sometimes we may say, okay, sometimes the question may come, okay, how advanced the demigods are? They are also sadhakas. Is there a little difference between them and us? There is a big difference between them and us. How big is the difference? As a thumb rule, more or less, this is their position. That the demigods are progressive sadhakas in their journey towards the spiritual world, and they have been offered an official service, at the end of which many of them will land back in the spiritual world. You see, that's what is being said. Like, you know, who is going to become the next Indra? Bali Maharaj, pure devotee of the Lord. After that, what will happen to Bali Maharaj? After that, he'll go to the spiritual world. Simple, no? So, like our Lord Ganesha, what is he going to do after this? You know? After this innings get over, you know? He'll go back to spiritual world. You know? Our Lord Brahma, what is he going to do? You know? He's also going to go back to spiritual world. Is it not? Like that. So, anyways, Lord Brahma by default goes to the spiritual world. If he has still some further material desire, then he gets another assignment. Otherwise, he can remain there. You know? He already goes to spiritual world. That's the by default thing which happens. So the demigods, and many of them, while doing the service, they would have got that much purified and become pure devotees. They're this 10-year service of the demigod affairs. So many of them would be are pure devotees, and they're getting this official term. After that, they go back to Godhead. Many of them might be getting purified during their service tenure and becoming pure devotees and going to go back to Godhead. And there will be one section who will take a little more time. That's fine. But this statement, you see, is so beautiful that many demigods, many of them, Lord Shiva and other demigods, they will attain the spiritual planets after the destruction of this material world. So this goes to show that demigods are highly advanced. Not that, okay, we are practicing pure devotional service and the demigods, they are mixed bhaktas. Yes, some of them may be, but not all of them. If you want to describe demigods as a whole, this is a description. They are very highly advanced than us. So should we also take this route? No need to take, because this is a longer route. Once given the post of demigod, it will take a long time to fulfill that seva. It's not a 1 day, 2 day camp. Yeah, the demigod post is like that. Like sometimes a Surti camp. Surti camp. Oh, 300 devotees, all of us are cooking. Surti camp. 300 devotees are there, all of us are cooking as a Surti camp. So we were excited about the deva, that seva. But that excitement is only because we know that it's 2 days seva only. Suppose 200 days Surti camp. So demigod seva is how the demigod seva like 200 days Surti camp. So yes, we'll get glorification. Like we do Surti camp, Rashambhu glorified. Oh, we were thankful these fellows, they're trying to prepare prasad for us, we were thankful for them, But the glorification is only 10 seconds, The purification is whole 2 days, Is it not? Similarly, so suppose you do 200 days Surti camp, the cumulative glorification you may get will be 4 hours, So different times, like that. 200 days of tapasya. The demigod seva is like that. Obviously, if Krishna wants, a devotee doesn't mind it. But we should not get hooked desires. Any Krishna, yahi trajectory se jana hai, na? Then we learn to suffer more. I mean, more time will be taken. So Krishna is giving the opportunity for us to get purified even faster than that. But nonetheless, that doesn't disqualify the demigods. They are very highly advanced. And definitely some of them may be doing this seva because Krishna wants them to do this seva. Just like Krishna wanted Priyavrat Maharaj to become the ruler. Therefore, Krishna may be wanting many of them who may already have been pure devotees and already on their way back to Godhead or already in Godhead, in the spiritual world. And Krishna might have sent them just to do the seva. So they are very highly advanced. Okay, this verse gives an idea of the highest perfection of the evolutionary process, as described by the Vaishnava poet Jaydev Goswami. Pralaya prayodhi chalam dhritavana vedam. Let us begin tracing the evolutionary process from the point of devastation, pralaya. When the whole universe is filled with water, at that time there are many fishes and other aquatics, and from these aquatics evolve creepers, trees, etc. From these insects and reptiles evolve, and from these birds, beasts, and then human beings, and finally civilized human beings. Now the civilized human being is at a junction where he can make further evolutionary progress in spiritual life. Here it is stated, Sarva Dharmanishtaha, that when a living entity comes to a civilized form of life, there must be Swadharma, social divisions according to one's work and qualifications. This is indicated in Bhagavad Gita 4.13. Chaturvarnam maya shishtam guna karma vibhagashah. According to the 3 modes of material nature and the work ascribed to them, the 4 divisions of human society were created by me. In civilized human society, there must be divisions of Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra, and everyone must properly execute his duty in accordance with his division. Here it is described, Swadharma Nishtaha, that it does not matter whether one is a Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, or Shudra. If one sticks to his position and properly executes his particular duty, he is considered a civilized human being. Otherwise, he is no better than an animal. It is also mentioned herein that whoever executes his occupational duties for dharma for 100 births, for instance, if a Brahmana continues to act as a Brahmana, 100 births, he becomes eligible for promotion to Brahmaloka, the planet where Lord Brahma resides. There is also a planet called as Shivaloka, Sadashivaloka. which is situated in a marginal position between the spiritual and the material worlds. If after being situated in Brahmaloka, one becomes more qualified, he is promoted to Sadashiv Loka. Similarly, when one becomes even more qualified, then he can attain the Vaikuntha Lokas. The Vaikuntha Lokas are targets for everyone, even the demigods. And they can be attained by a devotee who has no desire for material benefit. As indicated in Bhagavad Gita 8:16, one does not escape material miseries even if he is elevated to Brahmaloka. Brahma Bhavana Loka Punaravritinuarjuna. Similarly, one is not very safe even he is promoted to Shivaloka because the planet of Shivaloka is marginal. However, if one attains Vaikuntha Loka, he attains the highest perfection of life. And at the end of the evolutionary process, Mamapitya Dukanteya Punarjanmana Vidyate. If one attains Vaikuntha Loka, then he is attaining the highest perfection of life and the end of the evolutionary process. In other words, it is confirmed herein that a person in human society who has developed consciousness must take to Krishna consciousness in order to be promoted to Vaikuntha Loka or Krishna Loka immediately after leaving the body. A devotee who is fully in Krishna consciousness, who is not attracted by any other loka or planet, including Brahma Loka or Shiva Loka, is immediately transferred to Krishna Loka, Mam Iti. That is the highest perfection of life and the perfection of the evolutionary process. Very interesting. Okay. Jai Shishinitai Chan Bhoshan Bhagwan. Srila Prabhupada explains many interesting details in the Prabhupada. You see, Prabhupada is quoting Srila Jayadeva Goswami. Prabhupada is telling the universal affairs have to be studied and understood from the point of view of destruction. And from there you should learn the evolution. Pralaya Payodinidhe Jale. And then Prabhupada takes a very interesting turn and Prabhupada is telling, so there are the universal waters, everywhere there is water, and then there are aquatics, and then there is vegetation, and then the reptiles come, and then the snakes come, and then the birds come, and then the human beings come, and then the civilized human beings come. What is Prabhupada doing? Prabhupada is promoting Darwinism. So, yeah, which verse in Srimad Bhagwatam Prabhupada promote Darwinism? So it is 4, right? It is 4:24. I don't know which verse. 29. Yeah. So if this verse goes to the materialists, especially the pro-Darwinists, they will say, okay, your Acharya is promoting Darwinism. Very interesting. So what is Prabhupada doing? Is he promoting Darwinism? So if we read the whole purport, Prabhupada is not saying that these species evolved from one to the other. Prabhupada is talking about, Prabhupada is basically talking about the evolutionary journey of a particular living entity. The evolutionary journey of a particular living entity. That okay, when we see from the standpoint of, see, Prabhupada is showing like this. Prabhupada is saying, okay, when you see from the standpoint of destruction, there is water everywhere. Now, what is the lowest consciousness living entity? The aquatics. That's how Prabhupada is evolving it, is it not? then the vegetation, the aquatics, then the bird, the reptiles. So we see that okay, that this journey of evolution is with the perspective of a sadhaka. So in that way, scriptures do talk about evolution, but they're talking about evolution from a realistic and factual purpose. What is actually evolving? The universal affairs ensure evolution of the living entity into what? Into higher and higher life forms. Into higher and higher life forms. So now we may say, okay, let's explain, let's understand deeper. But how does karma fit in? Karma fits in that because you see, when a particular living entity has a given set of desires, those desires decide the trajectory of his various life forms. Means through what all life forms he will traverse through before getting another chance of being in a human body. That will be decided by his desires and his sinful activities, is it not? Now we may say, okay, but suppose somebody has come first time, suppose somebody has come first time, or suppose somebody is now something like this, that suppose somebody is in a lower body, he is in a say reptile body. Does he come back to human body immediately and his desire quota is finished? All desires, everything got finished. His last body was a reptile body. Now next body will be a human body? No. There is a default evolution cycle there. Probably he'll have to take a few births, and then because Prabhupada says what comes before a human body is only 3 types of births. A cow, a monkey, and a lion. Not necessarily all lions will be human beings in the next life, but whatever there are human beings, they will be necessarily lions or cows or monkeys in the previous birth. Not all monkeys will become human beings in next life. We cannot, that logic, it's not a bi-directional logic. It's a unidirectional fact. Not all monkeys will become human beings. But whoever is a human being, either he would have been a monkey or a cow or a lion. Prabhupada explains that. So if it is a cows, all become human beings. That fact is mentioned. But not all lions and monkeys will become human beings. Some people are evolving up, some people may be going down. That's their juncture birth, and then they are going down. So that way. So somebody mode of goodness, cow to human being. Mode of passion, lion to human being. Mode of ignorance, monkey to human being. So Darwin's Prabhupada mentions it in one of the purports in Bhagwatam. I don't remember which purport right now, but Prabhupada very specifically mentions. We have read it also. I think we have read it also. So that means that if we have read it, it would be in 4th canto itself. But yes, probably. Yeah, so probably you can you can do a search in Vedabase and find out monkeys, cows. But Prabhupada mentions that if you have read it, it would be 4th canto. But I'm not sure where it is, but it is there. Where is specifically Prabhupada mentions, full purport is dedicated to that. So these are the junction point. That means somebody from reptile will have to take a few species, will have to take a few species before he becomes human being. So that default trajectory of evolution, that is what Prabhupada is mentioning in this purport. You got the point? That default trajectory is what Prabhupada is mentioning. So after one's desire quota is fulfilled, okay, if one has landed up in a cow's body at the end, then it's all well and fine. He's in a cow's body, next birth human being automatic. But suppose one lands up in an amoeba's body and his desire quota got finished. That was the last body. Next life will not be human being. There is a default evolution. He'll have to go through a few more bodies. So that kind of default evolution which the Daiva is directing, or the Daiva has said, if the person doesn't have any set, this is a set, that he has to go through a couple of bodies and then he gets a human body. That's what is described by Prabhupada here actually. And that is the evolution Prabhupada is describing. Not that, first the reptiles came and then the it's not Darwin evolution. It is evolution of an individual jiva, the evolution of the journey of his consciousness. And there are two factors in that: the daiva and the sinful activity in the karma. So the karma is one half of the trajectory, which is which may be whatever. After that is over, one will get a human body, that is certain. But there may be few births in between, and that's what is described here actually. So this evolution has to be considered, and therefore Prabhupada is telling that better be a cultured human being. You go up from a human being to the cultured human being. That evolution is in the hands of the living entity. That's the point. And if he becomes a cultured human being for 100 births, he'll go to Brahmaloka. A little more qualified than that, Shiva Loka, Sada Shiva Loka. A little more qualified than that, Vaikuntha Loka. Like that. So, see, by this we are able to understand, if we have to go to Vaikuntha Loka on our own, how much we have to endeavor, how much resume is required, what rank is required. What rank is required? 100 births of what's that? 100 births of occupational devotees following all dharma and all that. 100 births, and then we become a Brahmaloka resident, and their good ranking and good CGPA in Brahmaloka. Then you go to Sadashiv Loka. So it's like like in our department in CSC those days, they would say, okay, in CSC internship is fixed. For whom? Top 5 DRs. DR 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they go to Germany, France, Germany, like that. So there was a tie-up MOU with INRIA Labs. So yeah, so I was in third year. At the end of it, my internship was fixed. Germany, France, like that. Yeah. So I was going, so DR 1 to 5, for whom? There are 50 people, but DR 1 to 5 will go. That's fixed. So similarly, Brahmaloka, DR 1 to 5, go to Sadashiv Loka, So that's what I wanted to say, basic point, like that. But obviously by Krishna's mercy, I got promoted to a higher ranking profile, like that, and yeah, and I got a better internship than that also, so I rejected this internship, and going to Paris and France and all that, France and Germany, Mainz and Frankfurt and all that, so I went to a better place. I went to a better place and I got a better project guide, like that, yeah, and therefore I gave it up, and that better place was Shri Radha Kunj Bihari Mandir, and that better project guide was His Grace Radhesham Prabhu, after getting such a powerful project guide, what one will go to Germany and Frankfurt and all that, is it not, yeah, now Radhesham is giving reco for US, like that, on a high-end, highly funded project, high-end, high funding project. This project is very heavily funded. All proper disciples want it. Very heavy funding is there in this, so like that, so yeah, so we'll go there, not as a not as a runner after some money or some like that, but as a runner after mercy, like that, is it not? That's the point. So you see, that's the point. So so why did I say that? Yeah, so I said that because you see, Brahmaloka, people who are top rankers, they will go to Sadashiv Loka, and some of the best ones from there will get a chance to go to Vaikuntha Loka. So Vaikuntha Loka is very powerful. That means, you see, we can really understand how much qualification is required to go. So sometimes people feel bhakti is the path of going back to God is cheap. So you see, this is what is required, and there are these sahajiyas, and there are these people who think that they are very smart, and they are PDS candidates, pure devotee syndrome fellows, and they think that in 6 years, 8 years they will go back to God and they'll become a gopi. What nonsense! What nonsense! They have not read Bhagwatam, is it not? You read Bhagwatam, what Bhagwatam is talking about, 100 years of fully following the principles of dharma. Then you get entrance to become a peon in Brahmaloka. From peon to a CEO in Brahmaloka, you have to come in the top 5 ranking citizens in Brahmaloka to enter Sadashiv Loka. And from there, the top ranking citizen, Bharat Ratna award is required, Sadashiv Loka Ratna award is required. Then you go to Vaikuntha, not like that. So this is what is required to go to Vaikuntha. And there are some fools and they think that 6 years, 8 years, 10 years of devotional service and some and one will become and one can become a gopi. One can become a gopi. And therefore Uddhavji is telling, don't be so foolish. Don't be so foolish. Attaining Krishna is not a sentimental affair. You may be seeing, okay, that these gopas, they are playing with Krishna, they are joking with Krishna, laughing with Krishna. One may say, to मैं भी कर सकता हूँ. नहीं. सोचना भी नहीं. Uddhavji is telling, these people have done lifetimes and lifetimes of tapasya. And he said they are krita punya punjaha. You cannot even count how much punya karma they have done. Punya means how much sacrifices they have done to please Krishna. We may be seeing Mother Yashoda is running behind Krishna and all that pastime. You say, to मैं भी कर सकता हूँ, ना? Yeah. Look at their resume first, na? Look at their how much tapasya they have done. They are Drona and Dhara, no? Prishni and Sutapa, Drona and Dhara. Yashoda and Nand Maharaj, they are Drona and Dhara, no? Prishni and Sutapa, Vasudev Devaki, no? Yes, Prishni and Sutapa. They are Vasudev and Devaki, Prishni and Sutapa. But they the Nanda and Yashoda are Drona and Dhara actually. So, and how much tapasya they did to get Lord Krishna as a son. To get Lord Krishna as a son. That's the point. That's the point. So, Krita Punya Punja, lifetimes and lifetimes of tapasya is not sufficient to be qualified to enter the Vaikuntha Loka. That is the point. So, therefore, one should never get proud of his spiritual practices. One should never think that I have become a very advanced devotee. In comparison to where we want to go, whatever is our progress is negligible. If you see from our standpoint, we have struggled a lot. We have left the dark dungeon halls and so-called nonsense lifestyle. It is not, which seems to be very attractive for us, and we are thinking that okay, I have left all that. I have left all that and come to Krishna. No, in regards to what qualifications are required to go back to the spiritual world, we are nowhere actually. Better we pull up our cuffs and humbly and enthusiastically serve our spiritual master. But by the mercy and the grace of Srila Prabhupada and the Acharyas, Krishna may consider our case also. Oh, okay, mercy quota, fine, like that. But even that is not cheap. Even that is not cheap actually. So one life of struggle in Sharnagati is not sufficient a qualification also to enter back to Garu. So we have to understand, and therefore one needs to understand. Let me not postpone, my surrender to Krishna. I have been postponing for millions of lifetimes. Let me not postpone further. Is it not? That's the point. So we can understand this is a very big long curve. My God, That's the point. You see, similarly we hear in Prithu Maharaj section we were hearing 100 Ashwamedha Yagyas, the qualification to become Prithu Maharaj. People would take one life to perform one Ashwamedha Yagya, 100 lifetimes of Yagya to become Indra, 100 lifetimes of Varnashrama Dharma, full on practice, 9-pointer practice to go to Brahmaloka, and the top ranking citizens of Brahmaloka going up, being considered to go up. It's like that. Brahmaloka to Shiva Loka is like going from India to US University, Yeah. You know. So yes, question.